Here's an analysis of the upcoming Indian market based on overnight news and foreign market conditions. Overall sentiment for Indian market. The Indian market is expected to open flat to positive on Tuesday, May 27, 2025. This is primarily influenced by mixed global cues and positive indications from GIFT Nifty futures. Key factors influencing the Indian market. 1. Global market conditions. U.S. markets closed for Memorial Day. U.S. stock markets were closed on Monday, May 26 for Memorial Day. However, U.S. stock futures traded higher overnight, indicating a positive sentiment. This upward movement in futures is largely attributed to U.S. President Trump's decision to delay 50% tariffs on European Union imports until July 9, 2025, easing trade tensions. Asian markets, mixed. Asia-Pacific markets are showing mixed results. Japan's Nikkei 225 is slightly down, around 0.15%. South Korea's Kospi also slipped. Australia's S&P/ASX 200 is up. Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index futures indicate a flat opening. European markets rallied. European stocks rallied on Monday following the news of the delayed EU tariffs. 2. Overnight news and domestic cues for India. GIFT Nifty. GIFT Nifty futures are trading slightly higher, around 22 points up at 25,058.5 or 5 points up at 25,040, suggesting a flat to positive start for the Indian bourses. Q4 earnings. The final set of Q4 earnings will continue to influence market sentiment. Investors will be closely watching results from companies like Aurobindo Pharma, High-Tech Pipes, Sumitomo Chemical, Office Space Solutions, and Electra Greentech. Institutional activity. Foreign institutional investors, FIIs, were net buyers, purchasing shares worth 135.98 crore rupees on May 26. Domestic institutional investors, DIIs, were significant buyers, with purchases totaling 1,745.72 crore rupees on May 26. This strong DII buying is a positive sign for the domestic market. Crude oil prices. Oil prices rose slightly in early Asian trading on Monday, driven by the easing of US-EU trade tensions. Brent crude is around $64.81, and WTI crude is around $61.45. While an increase in crude oil prices can be a concern for India, a net oil importer, the current rise seems contained. Rupee movement. USD INR. The Indian rupee depreciated slightly by 0.15% to close at 85.09 to the dollar on May 26. The US dollar index, DXY, was down, suggesting a slight weakness in the dollar globally. Technical levels for Nifty. Nifty closed above 25,000 yesterday, extending gains for the second consecutive session. Key support levels are identified around 24,723, 24,550, while resistance levels are seen at 25,280, 25,450 seconds. Stocks in focus. Adani Ports Incorporated a new wholly owned subsidiary, East Africa Ports FZCO. Centrum Capital Board approved preferential issue of convertible warrants. Gillette India reported a significant jump in Q3 profit due to strong demand. Defense sector expected to continue outperforming, with BEL specifically highlighted for potential upside. In summary, the Indian market is poised for a cautiously optimistic opening. The positive sentiment from the delayed US-EU tariffs and continued domestic institutional buying are supportive factors. However, mixed Asian cues and the ongoing Q4 earnings season will keep investors watchful. The performance of specific sectors and individual company results will be key drivers.